In the last couple of lessons, we created a next and previous lessons method, and then we also created a get ordered lessons method. So we can get next, previous, we can also get ordered lessons. So let's go ahead and use them on this page. I'll head over to my watch.blade.php, and we can now have some buttons or some A tags. So I'll just give a.button info, and this is going to link to a page where we can watch the next lesson. So I'm gonna say next lesson right here. Okay, and we're also gonna have a.button info, and this is also going to link to where we can watch the previous lesson. So remember, we can actually get the next lesson and previous lesson and also output their titles right here. Okay, but we're not gonna worry much about that. Now let's head over to our web.php, and we have this watch series show lesson method, and the name is series.watch, which is expecting the series and expecting the lesson. Therefore, we can use that right here. So we can say route is series.watch, and we'll pass in the series, which should be lesson series slug. Oh, I think we actually passed the series from the controller. So let's check the watch series controller, and we're actually passing the series. And this is really going to help us so we don't have to make this query right here. So we'll just have series should be series slug, and the lesson should be lesson get next lesson, and we'll get the ID, right? Now we only want to display this button if we actually have a next lesson, right? So we'll say if lesson get next lesson, and if, then we'll paste in that method. Okay, so if we have a get next lesson, then make sure you display the link so that the user can view the next lesson. So we have like lesson get next lesson, then we pass the ID, and it's going to automatically take us to the same page, but we can watch the next lesson. So we're going to do exactly the same thing for the previous lesson. So I'll just copy this and paste it right here, and rather than get next lesson, we'll use get previous lesson, and this would point to get previous lesson. Would say previous lesson, and I think we're all set to try this out. So at the moment, let's visit that page, refresh, and as expected, we don't have any next and previous because we don't have any other lessons for this series. So I'll go to all my series, visit this one, and I'm gonna add a new lesson. The lesson title is going to be what this course covers. The lesson video ID I'm gonna get from Vimeo, any random video. The episode number would be 200 because I want this to be the next. And the description, course description, something like that. Okay, then on Vimeo, let's just find a free video, and looks like we can embed it. So I'll just copy the ID, paste it right there, and great, we have a new lesson. So I'll just create one more lesson so that we can actually see this in action, and I'm just gonna get another video, then I'm gonna paste in right there, and this is going to be view router introduction or whatever, and this is going to be episode number 300, and it's gonna be use view router in your applications. Okay, so create lesson, and we have that created for us. Now let's visit our home, visit our course, continue learning, and we have our next lesson button, right? Because this is the first lesson. If we click on this, it takes us to lesson 2, and we have our next and previous lesson buttons, okay? Because this is the second lesson. But if we go to the next lesson, we have only the previous lesson button because we are on lesson 3, and we can go to the previous, and using this button we can go to the previous, and it works as expected. Okay, and notice that once we actually visit those lessons, we have the correct video mounted. Okay, so if I visit next lesson, we have automatically the video that we just embedded. Okay, so looks like everything is working great. See you in the very next episode.